DeleteLawZ insults police at crash scene. An overstimulated Chille DeCastro ran around an accident scene in downtown Los Angeles early Saturday morning, running from witness to witness, randomly laughing and making inappropriate comments, zooming in on hot women, and taking time to focus his camera in on a female police officer to insult and degrade her. DeCastro went live in vertical format around midnight Pacific time, driving up and down Hollywood Boulevard and then Sunset Boulevard in LA, showing off famous landmarks including the Laugh Factory, the Roosevelt Hotel, and Ripley's Believe It or Not before coming across a traffic accident. An excited DeCastro parked his car at a gas station and gleefully ran over to the car accident between a black Audi and an unidentified model white car, which was blocking multiple lanes of traffic. The YouTuber claimed he wasn't wearing his glasses, so he couldn't see anything on his phone to respond to the chat, wandered around the scene, getting progressively more excited as he attempted to ask questions of the passenger from the black car. That passenger was not injured, but had been seated on the side of the car with the most damage when the crash occurred. DeCastro then ran over to the white car, marveling that the airbag had deployed, and eventually asked the driver if he was okay. That driver complained of shoulder and head injuries, which DeCastro discounted, telling the driver not to call the police. Back to the black car, and the driver came over to DeCastro and his passenger. DeCastro shared his advice not to call the police or talk to the police, and just to call AAA to get a wrecker on the scene. DeCastro was acting more oddly than usual as he broke into song. Blue by Eiffel 65 from 1999, started laughing inappropriately, used his camera to zoom in on the bodies of two young women crossing the street, began comparing his viewership to that of Alex Jones, lied about having a BMW, and broke into a southern accent at times to entertain the 500 to 1,000 fans. Eventually, DeCastro began to complain that police were taking too long to show up at the scene, though he was disappointed when the police arrived, as the 4 officers on scene consisted of a male officer who is barely as tall as DeCastro and 3 female officers. As he let the police take over the scene, he started to covertly insult one of the female officers to a side chat as she was overweight, and repeated his claims that pigtails should not be allowed to be in any role where they have physical dominion over men. Eventually, DeCastro began to attempt to flirt with the other female police officers, standing in the middle of the street to ask them questions about their jobs. He was eventually rebuffed and told to get out of the road as a tow truck was attempting to get the white car out of the street. He wandered over to the gas station where he had parked his car and watched as the 2 drivers involved in the accident shook hands and as the police wrapped up their investigation. DeCastro then went into a pitch for his trifold and 5A cop card products, which would not have helped at all in the case of the car accident. During the 95-minute video, DeCastro announced to the blonde passenger of the black car that YouTube was killing his channel and that he was starting a new channel next week.